Yo, what is good, YouTube? This your boy Wonderboy, and welcome back to another reaction video, man. So today we got a video by Jubilee, and this is 6 men in therapy vs one fake, the odd one out. So yeah, man, we're gonna see who's lying, and I feel like I'm a good example because I've been in like countless of therapy sessions, bro. So yeah, let's see how it goes, though, and don't forget to comment down on your thoughts on this video, and yeah, subscribe and like the video down below. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get straight into it.
I am in therapy.
I am in therapy.
I am in therapy.
I'm in therapy.
I'm in therapy.
I'm in therapy.
I am in therapy.
Everybody's lying.
All right, let's talk about trauma.
Trauma dumping?
What if we started like this? What if we all talk about maybe when we started therapy, how many therapists we've seen probably, and then can we end it with something that we're grateful for?
Sure.
Yeah.
I love that.
I feel like that's a great way to start it, though, because there's a lot of reasons people go to therapy.
Name's Franco. I've been in therapy for about a year and a half. I'm grateful to just be a better communicator just because of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Not gonna lie, but like I was really down bad. Like if you guys really know the story behind my life, though, the really thing that I can really say I'm glad for therapy is communicating, because I was really down, and yeah, bro, like now I'm just so great. Like I'm a pro in communicating, though, so that's something I'm really grateful of.
You know, just able to talk properly.
Like to
That's
be
the story
open,
of
you know,
it.
express yourself.
I've been in therapy since 2019, which would be sophomore year for me in high school. I've actually only had one, and I feel really lucky for that. But my dad is a therapist, and my mom.
Why would you go to therapy or you're not a therapist? Like, how could you say you've been in therapy since 2019? Since, and you've only been once. Doesn't since mean like you've been in therapy countless of times. Get that damn out of here.
Is like a counselor, and so they were able to find me a therapist in sophomore year.
I was a little suspicious because, like, oh, his parents are therapists. As a natural young man, you're rebellious against your parents. That would already make me not like therapy at all.
I've been going to therapy for about 4 years now. I think the beautiful thing about therapy is like you have the option to choose what's best suited for you. You shouldn't just like give up on it. And right now I'm currently working with a therapist. We
Okay,
talk
that's
every
normal.
Wednesday and it's been like phenomenal. We've been with each other for almost a year now. And I love it.
I'm Cameron. I've been doing therapy for about 2 years. I went through two. One was a school therapist, and so I found another therapist outside of school, and he's been fantastic. So I've been.
Yeah, like the school therapist first. I also started with a school therapist, and then that's when things became bad. I went to countless of psychologist, therapist, psychiatrist. I've been to a psychiatrist a lot, bro, you know. Probably been, I still go now. It's probably been since 2019 as well. Yeah, 29. It's been probably 3 or 4 years. My maths ain't working right now, but yeah.
Work with him.
And I'm grateful that, you know, communication was something I really developed that I was really hiding inside me. And yeah, being open, expressing yourself.
About 2 years.
I'm Marcus. I've been going to therapy now officially, I'd say a little over 9 months. So it's still new-ish.
It's an easy excuse for a mole to be like, I've only been in therapy for not that long, so I might not have all the terminology or the ability and the skills to express myself and have the conversation.
I'm Beth, and I've been in therapy.
Now, what he said is just false. So once you're in therapy for even a week, trust me, you really know a lot. Like, you really know how. Yeah, what he said there was just, I don't know, he's just showing the ball over the ball.
For 6 months now. I'm on my first therapist, and things have been going great. The thing that I was looking for was a gay man of color, just because they have that, they just understand the culture and kind of what we've all been through.
I'm Gerardo. I started therapy probably when I was in middle school, but it was very on and off. And I guess what I've struggled with is just like you guys said, I think finding someone who could resonate with your life path is really what I'm looking for. And I think with my current therapist, you also have to put in the work and be honest. Like, I think that's a key thing too. Like, you can't, if you lie to your therapist, they can't help you. I'm realizing that part of it is putting in the work myself and being able to be honest with my therapist. And at first, we weren't really vibing, but we're starting to get each other now.
So, bro, looking at this round, the ones that I'm really clear that they have not been in therapy is this man right here with the brown, with the orange jeans or cargo, whatever they are, and this man right here with the white pants and stuff. These two, I don't know. They don't seem like they've been in therapy, but I really want who's been most experienced is this first person. Everybody in therapy, because the reason why you're at therapy is because you can't talk with people at home. That's the first obvious reason. And he mentioned communication. Trust me, like I couldn't talk with anybody. So yeah, that's something you learn from the get-go. So this man right here seems like he's the pro. And these two here, get them out.
Hey good humans, it's John. We want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this portion of today's video. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy
No free
service, and it's
promo,
100%
no free
switch to a new
promo,
therapist.
no free promo. Hey,
Thanks
they
again,
do it right
BetterHelp, for
now.
sponsoring.
Here we go. Cyrus, who's Cyrus?
Finding out that
Yeah.
he has family that is in the therapy profession, I was like, that's a little convenient.
I came in here and I was like, all right, there's probably two strategies. If I was a mole, I would be either leading the conversation or really quiet. I'd probably do what he's doing if I was a mole.
And we actually have a tie.
I feel like it's this. If they the two ties, then they clever. They know how therapy is.
The tie is between Veth
Who's the?
and Cirrus.
Ooh, I was right though. They saw that these two, their stories are just not adding up.
I started therapy to help me work through some traumatic experiences that I went through in early high school. I believe the type of therapy that my therapist specializes in is called narrative therapy. He has me kind of walk through my experiences that I went through, and then he helps me like shift my perspective on them away from, wow, this was this horrible
Okay, that's normal. Therapy always begins in school. Most like probably 80% always begins in school. Like you notice the problem still in high school or middle school.
thing that happened to me, specifically with dealing with things that happened in early high school, and I've been seeing him for 2.5 years.
So since starting therapy, I've learned a bunch of different coping mechanisms. One of the things that brought me into therapy was abusing alcohol, and I'm going through kind of just the very beginning stages of learning.
Yeah, this man here, I believe him. This one here, not even.
Different mental disorders like ADHD and
Okay, that's
starting to work with psychiatrists and everything.
Sorry, buddy.
Good luck.
I guess we talk about like reasons that we went into
Get this
therapy.
man out.
So around 2016, there was a motorcycle accident that took the life of one of my closest friends from the Marine Corps. Obviously, with the military, that's prolonged use of alcohol. So like that's never an easy thing to deal with. I was like, okay, if I don't get help now, I'm about to self-sabotage and literally like we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Yeah, so I went about 2 years ago. I started going. It started off with like I got out of a relationship that was pretty. It shouldn't have been really brutal, but it really was brutal on me. And then I realized that all the relationships around me were the same.
So listen, this is my thoughts, right? The relationship story, I'm just not believing it. Like not for him, what he's saying, but for countless measures. I just don't feel like that's really a norm, you know? But I believe him, and the same as he said, ever since the relationship, they all seem the same. That's him probably having like PTSD, bro, just clicking, yo, what if that, what if that, what if, you know? So yeah.
As that, and so they're all hollow. And so I realized I was looking at other people to get value from them.
As men too, I don't know how you guys feel, but it's kind of taught that we're not supposed to feel, and then we learn how to suppress our emotions. I always thought I was a people pleaser, but I know I've also hurt people. I have a substance abuse problem, and I like to say hurt people, but healed people, heal people.
He sounded so
Yeah, I heard it. Like his voice was just, you know, when you talk and when you like this often happens with me. Like you could have a nice intro, but throughout your presentation or you talking, you just seem that's something that's a norm that people really do. Like your voice just emotes to another character, or ends up like your voice is ending. I heard it. Like let's take it back though.
Emotions. I always thought I was a people pleaser, but I know I've also hurt people. I have a substance abuse problem, and I like to say hurt people, but healed people, heal people.
he sounded so scripted. Not saying that what he says wasn't genuine, but it just sounded so rehearsed that I was like, okay, that might be something.
No, I definitely agree with you. You know, especially like in the Black culture, you know, it's a stigma for us to just even talk about like our emotions. Like we mask a lot of our emotions in humor because that's just how
Yeah,
like we
true.
talk about stuff. But you know,
That is so me. I mess my emotions in humor, like extremely in humor though.
especially myself being military, it's like I got like 3 whammies against me. It's like military, Black, man. Yeah, we need to talk about this stuff for sure. Yeah.
Who's Cameron?
He seemed too animated.
Man,
Like
why isn't nobody voting for
maybe he's
Cyrus?
trying to convince me that he's not the mole.
Okay, he's still on Cyrus. Ah, but he's out.
You're getting dirty. That's okay. It's okay. All love. All love.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you'd like to continue the game, raise your hand.
Statistic.
Right.
Yeah.
Going back to the aspect of being a people pleaser, like at a certain point, I kind of lost what my identity was. And so I was just like, I would kind of blend into whatever anybody needed at that point in
You don't even
time.
see that.
Yeah.
It's so hard to
Yeah, and so I just wasn't processing that I wasn't looking after myself at all or what I wanted. Like I thought, oh, you know, got to get married, have kids, because that's what you do. And then I like asked myself, why do I want that? And it's like, oh, because my parents did that.
That could potentially be a strategy too, is kind of get kind of lost in the noise type.
Yeah, true. Like people always tend to say that I lost and we should feel sorry. Yeah, they just try probably, but I mean I've lost 2 of my parents and yeah, that's been
The two, so I was like, okay, if I was a mole, that could be easy to find a lie in there.
I feel you 100% on that. I'm like, I'm in my 30s, haven't held a relationship down for X amount of time. It's like, and my parents never pressured me to get married or have children. I always put the pressure on myself. Never. So like, even just trying to deal with that when therapy is like something to talk about right now.
I resonate so heavily with what you're saying about being whoever you need to be for the people around you. That's been the biggest thing for me lately, is figuring out how to put my own needs first. So hard. So
It's exhausting.
They become a pillar of your life, and then that pillar gets ripped out, and then you fall, you know?
yeah.
I
Cyrus-
noticed as our therapy session was going along, he kind of pulled back.
Get Cyrus. Cyrus.
Honestly, at that point, I was just grasping for straws. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Dang it. All right, boys.
Adios, man.
You're good, man.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you want to continue the game, raise your hand.
Look at him, bro. It's Cyrus.
I really
Was that a raise?
think we got
I-
it.
I think you got it.
I guess I feel like we got the person out, but like, yeah, I feel like,
And I can let it go.
yeah.
I feel like I trust all of your stories, and I relate to all your stories a lot.
Same.
All right, cool.
So we decided we're going to end it?
Yeah, I mean, call it.
We can end it.
If the lights turn green, that means that you have voted the mole out and you all win. If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box and you lose.
Cyrus is a mole.
3, 2, 1.
Let's see who the mole is. Yo, if I get this right, y'all need to subscribe, bro. Y'all need to subscribe. Bro.
Sometimes it's good to have
And
trust
no,
issues.
he was just so quiet there while everyone's frustrated. Look,
2, 1.
look, he's so calm. He's so calm.
Trust too easily.
Sometimes it's good to have trust issues. Go with your gut.
Will the mole reveal themselves in 3, 2, 1?
Y'all need to subscribe, bro. Y'all need to subscribe, though. I've been in countless of many theories. I know the ins, the pros, the cons, ins and outs, bro. I saw that coming from the get-go, though, from the jump. Bro, I've been in countless, and I know from experience, bro, how a liar and how a person who's been there is. So, yeah, bro, y'all need to subscribe.
Sorry.
Your poker face is absolutely amazing.
Thank you. So almost everything I said.
He was just so odd,
my
though,
whole story,
from the
everything. My
beginning.
parents are therapists. I have seen a
Like,
therapist before.
yeah, communication, Come
I
on, bro.
guess was that like once you said that your parents were therapists, that gave me sort of like a suspicion. I'm like, maybe he just knows.
And people had him at the beginning, but then they lost. I don't know. He kept quiet. And as you guys noticed throughout the video, the people who kept quiet wasn't really getting voted out. So his strategy was just being quiet.
certain
Bro.
terminologies because he
It
grew up in a
definitely helps.
household.
It definitely
It had-
helps.
That's
Yeah,
the first time
and
getting
I
something
really
right.
appreciate all the conversations we had though. I felt like
No,
this was really awesome.
If we're gonna like, it's lighthearted, it's fun. If we're gonna take anything from this, is that like, you know what, like men can be vulnerable and can share and like and not at one point in time that I feel judged or chastised for anything that I say.
Why do you think some men are still hesitant to go to therapy?
I'm a huge proponent for therapy for everyone. I think it's really important for a lot of people, and I think it is a really helpful resource. And I think we need to work to destigmatize it.
I'd say one last thing, real quick, because I feel like I have a responsibility to use this platform. And I also, with the story I was telling you about with the gentleman that died in a motorcycle accident, I actually keep a bracelet with his name on here. His name's Lance Corporal Malik Andre Baxter. So I gotta, take this time to send my love to his family and to all the people in my old unit who have either taken their lives or have lost their lives through unfortunate circumstances. So this.
Like I said, bro. Like I did say, one thing I really learned out of therapy is the ability to express yourself and communicate, express more than inside the box, like outside the box. His main objective with this thing was just to be there and talk, but now he's going a step out of his box to express what he's been through, which is something I've also understood, something I've expressed, and yeah, shout out and big props to him, bro.
For you guys.
Oh my god.
But yeah, man, that was the video. Subscribe down below, comment down below your thoughts, and yeah, don't forget to join the family, bro. But yeah, see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe. I won that one though. But yeah, peace.